Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're okay, I'm going to just share a couple of pages, and I also
Yes.
saw everybody's comments, and I agree that we should just agree on a structure and move forward.
Yes.
Sir, I was thinking like, okay, what are our requirements, and how do we launch this in a way that it's not only just for that event, but there is some ongoing work also, in the sense की आपण ऑगस्ट 3rd चा कार्यक्रम करणारच आहोत, but beyond that we should have some sustainable process. So this academy should keep working. So let me share. Unfortunately, I don't have slides, but I'm going to share handwritten
Yeah,
notes.
yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. And sorry, Anandji, I haven't had a chance to sync with you on this.
No, that's okay, but I read it. Huh, huh.
Okay. So forgive my handwriting, but this is my handwritten slides. Okay. This is old
Hey,
school.
it will be priceless one day.
I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll
yeah,
see.
there you
We'll see. म्हणून मी प्राइसलेस टी शर्ट पण घातलाय. मला पिझ्झा
अच्छा.
नको, बर्गर नको, मला मिसळ हवी आहे म्हणून. This is priceless. Anyways, so couple of things. One is we want to go over key concepts. What is the vision, like global vision I upload? We are thinking there should be 5 waves of launch. What is the infrastructure needed? What is the technology needed? And then what should be the structure and flow of Innovation Academy? What are the commercials? This part is a little bit gray right now, but we should discuss it. And who are the resources and people? In addition to the people that are on this call, there should be some additional people who will also be helping us. Okay, so the first picture I'm going to share is what is the structure and process. So, आपली गर्जे मराठी community आहे. In this Garje Marathi community, we are eliciting topics and ideas. It becomes an idea bank over here, right? आणि या आयडिया बँकमध्ये आत्तापर्यंत आपण 35 टॉपिक्स आयडेंटिफाय केलेले आहेत. And in addition to topics, we are also identifying mentors. Okay. When we identify ideas and mentors, we prioritize those and we do live sessions. Okay. Those live sessions lead to two things. One is it leads to projects where people actually take the learnings from the live session and apply it to a practical area. And those live sessions are also recorded, and so that we can do some ongoing on demand training also. So these live sessions don't go waste one and done, but they also get recorded so that in the future people can access it. This will become our library. Sir, समजा उद्या आपल्याला सबस्क्रिप्शन चालू करायचं आहे गरजे मराठी इनोव्हेशन अकॅडमीचं, तर we should be able to start that subscription, because now we will have a bank of all of these trainings as recordings. Then we've got these projects, and based on these projects, people can find new work, find new jobs, they can start up new things, right? Or they can go for industry certification, right? So, and this process will continue as we do more projects, etc., do more certs. People will have more ideas, and it kind of brings into this idea bank. But basically, the idea is through this process, we continue to run this flywheel. We become a larger, smarter, wealthier community. So that's the high level. So let me just go through the rest of the slides, and then we can do some discussion on this. Okay, if this is the structure, what are the waves for launching this structure? Because this structure needs to be put into operation, right? And the way this structure could work, and again, this is open for editing. आपला ऑगस्टचा कार्यक्रम आहे सिलिकॉन व्हॅलीमध्ये. Innovation Academy should be launched in Silicon Valley because Silicon Valley is known for innovation. So why not launch in Silicon Valley? And then we have, um, so we call this mega events versus online events. So there will be one mega event in US, some online events and in-person events also. इंडियामध्ये आपण मेगा इव्हेंट्स करू शकतो, ऑनलाईन इव्हेंट्स पण करू शकतो. EU, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, तिकडे पण मेगा इव्हेंट प्लस ऑनलाईन इव्हेंट्स, राईट? So we can do that across the board. Between August, September, October, November, we'll have waves of these events going on in person as well as online. So what? So if people are coming in and registering for these live events and online events, what should their experience look like? So in terms of experience, there should be a portal that shows all sessions that are upcoming sessions that where they can register. There are some sessions that have already happened in the past. There are some on demand म्हणजे recorded sessions ते पण दिसले पाहिजेत. Second is it should have some inspiration. So जर तुम्ही Netflix scroll केलं किंवा I saw some websites like Swayam Talks or Mind Valley or Genius Network. If you actually go to these sites, you'll start to see all these sessions that people can actually take advantage of. So I put some pictures here just as a example. So this is Swayam Talks. If you haven't been to Swayam Talks yet, ते आपले चांगले फ्रेंड्स आहेत गर्जे मराठी नेटवर्कचे. सो ही इज डुईंग अ गुड जॉब. मिलिंद आय थिंक काळे आहे ना,
Nayan Kale.
नयन काळे, नवीन काळे का नयन काळे. And so, and then this is Mind Valley, which is a personal growth and transformation. Vishen Lakhaniची वेबसाईट आहे ही.
Yes.
And then this is Genius Network. So उद्या आपल्याला जर ह्याची लायब्ररी क्रिएट करायची असेल, so this is a good inspiration to create. I've been part of Genius Network for 1 year. ते एका वर्षाला $25,000 चार्ज करतात. But it's a very good network. That's a great sort of network to get into. But it's a aspiration. म्हणजे it's like a aspiration for us. Okay. आणि so one is portal. Second is these some inspirations for experience. And then it should have mobile app and desktop access, both, right? So what are the requirements for us? म्हणजे आपल्याला काय infrastructure लागणार आहे? So we will need to host certain courses, be that live or recording or drip. Drip म्हणजे कसं की I can sign up for a 1 week course and every day in my email I'm getting lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. तसे drips झाले पाहिजेत तसे. Second is we should be able to host live events. Third is we should be able to build a community around learning. आपण गरजे मराठी community बनवतो, that is one, that is our database. But there should be communities of learning where people are having comments about classes and all of that. So they are interacting with each other. We should have a great homepage. We should have zero or minimal transaction fees. म्हणजे काय की ते ट्रान्झॅक्शन फी मध्ये 3% द्यायचे, 5% द्यायचे. Rather than that, we should have minimal transaction fees. And then there should be groups, chapters, cohorts, learning communities, so that, for example, if tomorrow someone in Boston is trying to run a class just for Boston people, they should be able to do that. Or they want to run something worldwide, they should be able to do that also. बरेच वेळा असं होतं की काही rules, regulations are just for that geography or just for that community. So तसे interest असतात. So we should be encouraging that. For example, if healthcare group has 300 members, they should be able to run a healthcare class for those 300 members, for example. So असं आपल्याला करता आलं पाहिजे. Okay. And number 7 is there should be online chat. People should be able to interact with each other, ask questions, whether it's a one-on-one chat or a one-to-many or many-to-many chat. Okay. And then in that community, there should be registration badges, like there's a VIP, elite member, or someone is a mentor or a teacher. हे badges जे आहेत ते झाले पाहिजेत. I have some ideas about what we should use for this. I have some ideas about the infrastructure, but let me just finish this and then I'll share some. I did some research, Anandji and friends, and I saw one platform which has improved quite a bit in the last couple of years, and I'll share that with you. So आपण काही टॉपिक्स डिस्कस केले होते मागच्या आठवड्यात. कॅम्पस टू कॉर्पोरेट, AI, cyber security, leadership for a disruptive world, product design or design thinking, UX, setup to startup, म्हणजे Dr. Bhandari and all of those guys can do that. And then cloud, AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, यासाठी पण बराच interest आहे. So these are 7. There can be more. But in general, the idea is we can either have 1 hour overview sessions or we can have a 3 hour major session. मेजर सेशन म्हणजे ज्या गोष्टीमध्ये सगळ्यात जास्त इंटरेस्ट आहे लोकांना, दॅट पॉप्युलेशन इज व्हेरी हाय, वी शुड डू अ 3 hour सेशन फॉर देम. Others, we should do at least a 1 hour overview session based on mentor availability and interest. So let me just share what this structure looks like. Okay. So let's say we have a 3 hour major session. In this session, and this is where I am not the expert, Sangeeta ji is the expert, so I just put this structure together, and I would welcome edits, and we can absolutely change this. But let's say we have a 3 hour session. Here's a preliminary view. There should be an overview and why, like why is this topic important, why is it being used in the industry, वगैरह. Second is a deep dive, म्हणजे what are the components of that topic, काय important गोष्टी आहेत त्याच्यात. Then hands on, how can we give some hands on work to those people in terms of the how does this work, तुम्ही हे कसं यूज करू शकता, that's the how. And fourth is assignment or assessment, either त्यांना होमवर्क द्यायचा किंवा त्यांची असेसमेंट घ्यायची, so that they get some type of a certification that I completed this. So this will be a 3 hour thing with a 10-minute break in between. We can run this in Mountain View. We can run this in parallel. आपल्याकडे एक मोठा आय थिंक 250-300 लोकांचा मेन हॉल आहे, प्लस वीव गॉट अदर हॉल्स दॅट वेअर वी कॅन रन थिंग्स इन पॅरलल. So 3 hour session and plus 1 hour sessions, we can all run this in parallel. All participants should pre-register for any of the 7 topics. So let me just share uh, specifically for August 3rd what this can look like. We can edit this, and then of course other areas we can also structure this. So this is a August 3rd agenda. We ask them to come in at 7:30 a.m. bright and early, and we welcome them, register them, chaha वगैरे तिकडे असेल. There's an 8 a.m. agenda general session. If we are going to invite some sponsors, they can speak for some time during that 8 a.m. And it also allows for there's some latecomers, they'll get their stuff and come in. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is a general session. Everybody is there. We make the announcement of Innovation Academy. We do the inauguration. 9 वाजता आपला कार्यक्रम चालू होतो, and there are breakouts. There could be either major sessions or 3 1 hour sessions. Then there is a lunch and networking, noon to 1:30. It is actually given, we are giving more time so that people can also talk to each other, because networking is also important. Then 1:30 we start other set of breakouts. आणि संध्याकाळी 5ला tea and networking, we open it up and people can hang around, do networking, or they can leave if they want to. Commercial model, this is just an example. I'm thinking of putting together an Excel model to see all the income and costs and things like that. But in US, for professionals, it could be $250 for the session. Students could be $100. आपण स्टुडंट्सना आपण चार्ज करायला पाहिजे असं मला वाटतं, सो दॅट दे गेट द व्हॅल्यू आउट, दे सी द व्हॅल्यू आउट ऑफ दॅट. In India, it could be a $3,000 entry, and students can pay 1,000 rupees. This is just directional, and we can absolutely edit these numbers. And virtual session मध्ये, it could be ranging from $20 to $100 per session, depending on how rich or how काय म्हणतो आपण, important that session is, how valuable that session is. It can range from that. So this is the overall structure, including requirements, agenda, etc. I just noted down, and my apologies, I don't have polished
No,
PowerPoint
that's okay.
slides.
That's okay. Fair,
But let
fair.
me pause here and ask for your
Yeah.
comments, feedback. Happy to chat, and then we can get into the platform part. I have a few ideas on the platform part.
Can I
Yes,
start?
please,
Yeah,
Anand
see,
bhai.
this 3rd August event in my mind
Ji,
is a launch of 6 months, 3 months, 5 months courses. 3rd August event does not end on that day. Suppose if you are saying you are doing something there are 5 rooms available for us. I have already paid for that, and it has costed us around $4,800. But that's okay. That is not a problem. And I like the fee structure. We have to keep it high value. म्हणजे स्वस्त आहे म्हणून येणारे, we don't want people, you know.
correct.
So, but what I want is that 3 hour session, which will be also shared across the globe. Those who want to join with $20 online sessions या लोकांसाठी, but 3 hour session is the start of a one entire curriculum. That is how I want you to I want our mentors to structure. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It is a launch. It is not the launch and end. So Ami, his all 7 courses which you have selected are perfectly well. We can't go more than that also.
Hmm.
So those 7 courses are starting on that day. That is the thing. That is the thing. And I have read now, after we will go slide by slide also. माझ्या डोक्यात ते मी पॉइंट सांगतो की I emailed those people, Abhijit, those people whom we had decided ki they will be our this thing. They have responded. Some of them have not responded. They will respond. That is not a problem. So what I want also, this team, my letter इज काय म्हणतात ते घरच्या माणसाकडनं आलेलं पत्र आहे, तसं नकोय. व्हॉट आय वॉन्ट, our team, our this म्हणजे संगीता असेल, सुधीर किंवा श्रेयसच्या तुम्ही मिळून, आय वॉन्ट यू टू create a proper invitation as well as appointment letter for the mentor. So it should look like that, so note this point. So mentor has to also enter into an agreement. जमलं तर येऊ असं नाहीये, जमलं तर येऊ
Yeah.
असं नाहीये. So yes,
No.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
one part. Then as you said, I expect after this initial things are done, then we have to expand our base a bit. We have to onboard few more people. Like Sudhir Kadam's letter was very important, or
Yes.
something that Mahabal wrote. Mahabal is very keen on working, so some people like that we can get them in. Now, apart from that, Abhijit, you are not there. I had mentioned this point. We have to test LMS, whether Moodle or whether Aparna's or Ventura, that thing. So, to her also, we have to tell these are our requirements. What is your cost and other things. Then, as I mentioned in the beginning, I want to make it real professional approach, real business approach. So, a properly created prospectus, properly created visuals. Um, we should have a structure. These are the executive boards. This is the faculty. These are the professors. These are the lecturers. This is the technical staff. All that must come into that prospectus. I have shared one document called Virtual Office. I went through Chat GPT, to be honest, and I have labeled it also Chat GPT. That if a non-profit wants to create a virtual office that takes care of everything, what should be there? Why that office is needed? Because if you have good office, then only we can run good academy. So I want to have a perfectly good virtual office. That is one thing. Course structure you are deciding right now. According to me, we should not think of, some people suggested to me की get somebody like a CEO वगैरे वगैरे, पण आपण 5 जण मॅनेज करतोय, त्याच्या पलीकडे जायची गरज नाही आता असं मला वाटतं. We have to allocate funds. You decide upon ki first next 6 months how much money we'll need. If we need 5,000 pounds, that dollars, it's okay. If we need $200,000, that's also okay. We'll do that, because if we do it properly, I'm very very confident in month of November I can raise around 45-50,000 from Google, which is their giving week, but till that time our structure should be ready. Right now we must decide how much money we'll need for what we have to purchase. 7 courses are enough. 3rd August is a launch. Online chat किंवा ह्याच्यासाठी should we continue using WhatsApp like thing or Google document, or we should buy something like a Slack or something similar model, which is people will find it more interesting in joining, and maybe whatever happens on that thing will reflect it on our website, because ultimately we have to shift everybody to our app and our to website. So that is one thing. uh, this Genius Network, $25,000. We hope to go to that level, in maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years time. 4 years time. Drip is a good idea. Slack is what I said. So these are the points which I want to bring to our board's notice. And over to you, Sangeeta or Shri or Sudhir.
Yeah,
Um,
just one comment in connection with what my namesake said, Sudhir Kadam.
Sudhir
Uh,
Kale re. Sudhir Kadam.
yeah, so what he said was this looks more like a wish list. And to some degree, he is right.
He's right.
But in terms of, so basically, I think what he was asking for was a better structure and hierarchy.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say we identify 4 or 5 areas. It could be from university to the job setting, or it could be, like in terms of, uh, IT from university to, actually getting a job, all of those things. So maybe what if we have some core courses that would be the backbone of everything? And, like last time Abhijit mentioned sales. So that could be one, communication skills, that could be another, negotiation skills. Ki ya sarva goshtina, regardless of your job, these are important skills. So just as a university has a score for every major, there are 3 or 4 courses which are core courses, which everybody has to take. तर तसं जर आपण काही केलं and then build the pyramid on the top of
Oh
that,
yeah.
then we'll have better credibility, we'll have better structure, and people know exactly what to expect from us.
Perfect. Perfect. Means you mean to say you were talking about business continuity, for the business. So even if you want to learn that, you have to know these three, four, five things you must be expert in, or you must be acquainted to. That is
Yeah,
your
yeah,
topic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there is a
So,
basic course. There is a basic course. The basic course
yeah,
can be leadership. Basic course
right.
can be
Precisely,
something like that.
because
Okay. Yeah.
what Vijay said last time, Kaliskar, was like sales is needed in everything, whether you're raising money or whether you are the founder of GMG or whatever it may be. Those sales skills are extremely necessary,
Absolutely.
and so is a negotiation. And part of sales is negotiation. So, and then the basic. It could be if the person wants to go towards AI, what is the basic skills over there? If it's AWS, what are the basic skills over there? The तीन से चार courses and the duration of this can be open to discussion. But then if we have that kind of a foundation, and then people take it from there. The second advantage is that if they do the foundation, then we can give them like a what the universities call a diploma certificate. In other words, they have done the basic things. And then if they want to upskill themselves further, we can move towards that.
Fair. Fair. Yeah. And for Sudhir's comment also, what I had written to him, I wrote to him, thank for your helpful guidance. It started as a wish list few days back, but now
Yeah,
good men, good number of good men have joined in. You must have read that. So we started that, but that is how always the concept is. That somebody comes with an
correct.
idea, then the good people build on that. Yeah. Sangeeta, you have to say something. Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, the current slide, very nicely written slide on the screen. I was just responding. I have a few questions. I am good in only asking questions. I don't have the answers.
No, that is very
So,
vital. Yeah. Yeah. I know you
so
have answers, but let's listen.
yeah,
Yeah.
but because the answers we'll have to brainstorm, and something has to come up with that. So based on what Kadamji and just now what Sudhir has said, so we need to first think about then who is the learner we are targeting, and are there going to be several categories or segments of learners. So one, absolutely at the basic level, intermediate, or advanced level, just roughly if we consider that. And the content that would, because the primary element of any design of courses, or whatever our sessions, 1 hour or 3 hour, 1 hour could be considered as an overview session, and the 3 hour could be considered as a master class. So again, in that we need to understand what needs are we trying to address. So pretty much every facilitator or instructor would kind of assume what is based on their expertise as to what are some of the key things the learner need to know. So are we going to like categorize learners, because then that would be a better fit. Because if an advanced learner ends up in a beginner's class, it will completely defeat their purpose, and also can be a little bit disruptive in the classroom in terms of managing the classroom also, because they would want more airtime in that. So how are we going to do this? That is my question, की हे आपण वेगळे कसे करायचे कॅटेगरीज, किंवा करायचे तरी का, हा एक माझा प्रश्न आहे. दुसरा जो तुम्ही जो अभिजित म्हटला ना, जो बँक आयडिया, बँक ऑफ द कोर्सेस, इज देअर गोइंग टू बी अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ IP, that somebody has created that course, right? So one is their original, uh, I mean, we may not strictly talk in terms of IP, but at the end of the day, it is their intellectual capital that they have brought in, and then what later on, if that is going to be replicated, then what are the implications around that? So that is my question number two. Number three is in terms of what this slide is saying, is something similar to a basic knowledge management model, where we are really talking about creating, organizing, creating, organizing slash curating, sharing, and then there is that feedback loop at the end of it, monitoring, and then the feedback goes again back into the creating, so that completes the cycle. So how are we going to manage that process? Because there has to be obviously repository for these courses. Then if we have again the LMS, that would become the repository, but then there has to be somebody administering, and as an administrator of that, so that they are classified properly, they are maintained, they are updated, so on and so forth. So the administering of this repository, how are we going to uh, handle that thing? That is another question. um, आणि पाचवा प्रश्न म्हणजे की जो 3rd ऑगस्टचा आहे, वी आर ऑब्वियसली लुकिंग ॲट फेस टू फेस. नाव
Yes.
in terms of delivery, there would be slight, if not enormous, but slight differences for the online, the virtual sessions, and the face-to-face sessions. So are we going to be considering that, how the two medium of delivery would work across? Same thing would be then relevant in terms of submissions of the students, how we are going to administer the assessments and feedback given to the students. Is it going to be that if our LMS is in place, even if the students are in face-to-face medium, their course content and everything they are accessing via the LMS, and they are submitting their assessment also on the LMS? So those, some of those things across face-to-face delivery versus the virtual delivery. So those
Okay.
are my 5 questions.
I can answer only the last one remaining. Abhinav, Ashwin has raised the hand. We'll go there. The 3rd August is the only in-person event. We
Oh,
are going to be a virtual institution, that goes without saying. Apart
okay.
from that, there will be pseudo in person, wherein person can book the mentor at cost.
Okay.
So that is the second part. Means mentor, if we are taking fees in a big money, then we might include that in the cost. If you will get with your mentor one-to-one session once in every 2 weeks for half an hour, 1 hour, like that. But for that, we also have to incentivize the mentor also, because mentor's time is important, and it is tough to incentivize person in US or in Australia by giving him or her extra money. That is not going to make much of a difference. So people are coming here with the idea to give back. But still, we can do that. So that is for sure, that it is a virtual academy. It is going to remain virtual academy. We might celebrate, once in a while in Australia, once in a while in USA, or once in a while in India. That is a different story. That is a different story. Other thing is that, which I have not mentioned. Now we are little progressing. Also, I want also to reach such a level that we are connected with these private institutions. Means tomorrow at the same time, I have huge meeting with entire faculty of Walchand Nagar Institute of Technology, Solapur. So these people, I am very confident that if we tell the name of our mentors, that these are PhDs from this and that, and they are going to conduct these courses, they will get students to study from you online, under Garje Marathi banner, and they might issue certificates. We are connected. We are connected with Walchand Nagar. We are connected with COEP. We are connected with MIT. We are connected with Pimpri Chinchwad University. All these people are looking at you with a hope that they get a plus point or a brownie point, as they say, because they can boast we have faculty which is conducting this course under Garje Marathi Innovation Academy, but in collaboration with our institution, and you are going to get exposure, problems, connections with international institutions or international companies. So these 2 points which I wanted to agree. If nobody has to add anything, then Ashwin has raised the hand, so I would just ask anybody. Anybody has to say anything? Hey, Abhijit, by the way, I answered her only for fifth point. Other points you have the answers, na?
I have noted them down.
Okay.
And we'll definitely discuss them. Yes.
Because maybe my memory is short, I forgot first four. Yeah. Yeah. Ashwin, please go ahead.
That I wanted to share few models of online learning and see if any of those are attractive for what we are going to do. So can I share my screen
Yeah,
quickly?
please do. Abhijit, you
Absolutely.
can stop sharing.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me share my screen and let me know if you can see it. So
Yeah.
first one I wanted to share is Skillsoft. And this is more for corporate learning. The reason I thought of this is Deepa was tapped by them for 2, 3 years. Some of the courses which she has put up over there for design thinking have been giving royalties to her, and well, that's one model that it's completely online. This is for corporate side, and then people choose whichever courses they want, and corporates pay for it accordingly. So that's one way for both Garze Marathi as well as the mentors to monetize it. One of the things on Skillsoft is of course monetizing and sending the fees, some portion of the royalties back to Deepa. But at the same time, what they had is that course, they just said, don't share it on any other platform for X number of months or whatever. And then Deepa, if she wants to, can share it on Udemy, other places, whatever she wants. So that way they get the first X months of benefit, and then uh, somebody like Deepa and others have a chance to share it any other place they want, as well as continue that royalty fee platform. So that's one part of it.
Sorry. This answers your IP part, I think, Sangeeta.
Yeah. So that some level of exclusivity for say for GMG, that this course would be for a certain period of time, would be for their exclusive use before someone can
Put it on
use it
Skillsoft or any
in,
other place.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Correct. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that would be one thing. The second model is she's also part of Marshall Goldsmith 100 coaches. So these are executive coaches, and the way Marshall Goldsmith has built this, so he himself is the number one executive coach in the world, and then he chose 100 people. So these are some of the people in her in his team. So including Deepa is one of them, but they're all basically very high level leadership coaches. So the way this model works is uh, Skillsoft model is completely online. They Deepa doesn't even know who's watching her courses and things like that. Here, it is one-on-one. People come to Marshall Goldsmith. They say like, I want somebody like Deepa. I want somebody like Jim Kim or whoever they want, and then through that they get a referral fee, and somebody like Deepa then coaches whoever that executive is, and they decide on their one-on-one approach. But what they have is a referral fee arrangement. So if it is going to be X dollars, then Marshall Goldsmith gets Y percentage out of it. So that way both benefit from it. So that's the other way coaches can monetize. At the same time, people who really want to go and expand their knowledge base on a certain topic, after going through the online course, they have a way to interact with the coaches and leaders who are going to be putting up content over there. So what I was thinking is our online program could be a combination of two kind of models. And
Perfect.
I
just
think
wanted to
that's
share this
excellent.
as an example. That's it.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether Abhijit, Sangeeta, Sudhir, he is taking name of Deepa all the time. Deepa is his wife,
Yeah, yeah,
and she is CK Prahlad's daughter.
And she's
yeah.
Uh,
also one of the coaches over here.
yeah, yeah. And Deepa is with us, means, but she is also busy like we all are. But she will pitch in if we need her. Not a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. No, this is a great idea. I
This
like
is
the
Marshall Goldsmith,
concept.
and
yeah.
everybody else is part of his program. And
Mm-hmm.
Mark Thompson was a coach for Apple CEO at one point. So these are very high-profile people who have been coaching
Mm-hmm.
executives as well as startups.
So
So,
this is the stage that we are supposed to reach in maybe 5 years time,
Yes,
in 3 years time,
Hmm.
3 years time. Yeah, yeah,
So I'll stop sharing now.
yeah. Thank you very much.
that was very valuable. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is super. Like both the Skillsoft and the
yeah.
coaching community is really good.
Okay.
Um,
Sri Harsha, has he dropped out? No, he's there.
no,
He's there.
is
he's
I,
there.
here. He's
Yeah.
here.
No, I'm there. Let me just kind of summarize. I think everybody has put in a lot of great inputs. One thing I would like to focus and I can contribute on setting the vision for this for next 10 years and
Correct.
how we can make it a differentiated, extremely high value and take it to the real life. Means we want to make it very, very hands-on and it will always be related to the what's next in the market, right? Apart from the core fundamentals, but whatever we are talking about innovation, it's always going to change, right? Technology is replacing technology, and that should be kind of highlighted in our prospectus somewhere. But we should set that vision and how we can make that happen because we have to have the experts continuously either creating the content or delivering the content on top-notch innovation. And I like the idea of elementary or entry level, intermediate, and expert level. And then we have to have different set of contents, but which will be kind of modular and building on top of the other. So based on they graduate from one level to the next, their skills of proficiency and their confidence level should actually boost. And then we should have sufficient hands-on exercises so that they can take it to the. So what's the difference between MBA school and any other is like case studies, right? And then case studies, if we draft and craft based on whatever is the reality upcoming from our GMG or any other industrial experience, then that will keep that relevance all the time up to the mark. So this is not a conventional academy or university, but it is very, very practical, hands-on, enterprising leadership. So who wants to really get their game upscale, that is where they will come here for.
Perfect.
I think that's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Great. Great. So,
Thanks.
um, Sudhirji, do you have to add something?
but going back to what Abhijit Kajilkar said earlier, like on the 3rd of August. So are we going to be launching one course, or are we going to be launching more than one course on that particular day? And the second question is like if we can kind of segment our students in terms of fresher in AI or a fresher in IT or fresher in business, whatever it may be, and then we can probably chart out a sequence of courses for this particular segment, and they can take them when they want or when they are offered, but then they also have the privilege of stopping if they want to stop. They won't get the certificate, but they'll get some value out of what they have already learned. So I think that sequencing is important because one course ain't going to do it. Like even with sales, you cannot just teach somebody everything there's to know about sales in one class. Is true for AWS or any other topic that we are thinking of. So to create the sizzle, we can have like a launch course, which creates the excitement, gets people motivated to want to enroll or to want to participate in it as mentors, whatever it may be. But there needs to be, I think, some kind of a structural approach to this thing. I think that's what Sudhir Kadam was alluding to, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hello.
Bola?
हाँ नहीं correct.
No, I totally agree. I think it's like the step, some of these courses will be stepping stones towards a
Yeah,
certification. I think what you're also alluding to is what is the pathway for each of these topics.
right.
जर आपण AIचा टॉपिक घेतला, what is the pathway?
Hmm.
Foundational, advanced, expert. Like
Yeah.
what are those ते टप्पे काय आहेत, milestones काय
See,
आहेत?
there are
Hmm.
माझ्या मते there were other things. There are these especially AI, AWS हे जे कोर्स आहेत की ज्यांचं टायटल क्लिअरली व्हॉट युअर गोइंग टू लर्न हे सांगतायत ना, तर त्यांना I want people will be coming to you to intern appear for some test or some course by these big companies, whose certificate they can flaunt and get a job. They get a job. That is one part. But whereas what we are also trying to build here, we are trying to build a person's entire character also. We are teaching him sales also. We are teaching him leadership also, and then him or her we are teaching other things. Am I right? If I'm saying that, so there are
Yeah,
two
so kind of,
approaches.
yeah,
There are two approaches.
kind of going back to, I think, what Abhijit said last time. The soft skills are the hard skills,
Yes, yes,
and so it doesn't matter what the person's specialization is.
yeah,
I think there are certain corporate ready skills that a person has to have.
has to have.
Yeah,
Okay, apart from domain specific knowledge.
Yeah.
totally agree.
Yeah, so
So
now we are creating a different, platform. We are soft skills are there, and on that you build whatever vertical you want to build your career in. That is what we are deciding.
yeah,
It's okay.
I agree. And so thank you for discussing the first topic. आपण जे स्ट्रक्चर आत्ता आपण डिस्कस केलं त्या स्लाइड्स वरती सगळ्यांचे कॉमेंट्स आले. आय नो देर आर अ फ्यू क्वेश्चन्स दॅट आर नॉट कम्प्लिटली आन्सर्ड. फॉर एक्झाम्पल नॉलेज मॅनेजमेंटचा काय आपल्याला क्लोज लूप सिस्टम पाहिजे सो दॅट वी गेट द फीडबॅक बॅक इन टू इट अँड थिंग्स लाईक दॅट. But I think we can iterate on this design, and we can get everybody's comments in to make this better. So I can pop this into a Google
Yes.
slide or Google structure आपल्या गरजे मराठीच्या ग्रुपमध्ये आणि
Yeah.
we can all add questions or add edits to it. So maybe that would be the fastest way to get to
Yes. Yes. Yes.
better refinement. What I would love to take your advice on is the requirements for the infrastructure, like what software we want to use. So I have some ideas. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share an idea,
Please.
Sure.
and you can say this is absolute BS and just say no, this is not going to work, or you can say this is good. We should take a look at it. So let me share a few things. Um, so I was okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I just wanted to go over the requirements just one more time so that we all hopefully we are in agreement. And I want to add one or two things based on what Sudhir ji, Sangeeta ji, and especially Ashwin ji shared. So the first thing is we want to host courses, whether those are live, recording, or drip. We want to host events. We want to build a community. Community is very important around those learnings. Have a great homepage where people see what is available. Hopefully, no or minimal transaction fees. There should be groups and chapters and cohorts so that people are creating community around topics. I have an AI community, I have a healthcare community, all of that. We want to have chat, and we want to have some badges because people want to be a leader. Oh, I'm the leader
Yeah.
of the AI community. I want the VIP. I'm the mentor or teacher or whatever, right? So these were the things. आणि आपण ह्याच्यात अजून दोन गोष्टी ऍड करू शकतो. पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे I think that idea of coaching is extremely important. So there could be coaches in the Garje Marathi Innovation Academy. People can be an AI coach, healthcare coach, or whatever their topic is. They can be a life coach or a leadership coach or whatever their topic is. We can have those coaches, and then we can have a library for subscription. I think that Skillsoft idea is really good. and we should add this. And I was thinking, okay, what is a software that we can use? आणि मागे आपण काही सॉफ्टवेअर्स आपण ट्राय केले होते, वर्डप्रेस पासून बाकीच्या वेगवेगळ्या सॉफ्टवेअर पर्यंत. सो आय जस्ट वॉन्ट टू शेअर विथ यू व्हॉट आय फाउंड अँड यू कॅन टेल मी व्हॉट इट इज or what you think of it. So this is a software called Kajabi. You may have heard of it, but I want you to just take a look at what it has currently so that we can explore this further. Okay, so on the build and launch, they have online courses, they have coaching, you can have a podcast. So आपले जे गरजे मराठीचे पॉडकास्ट आहेत ते ह्याच्यावर जाऊ शकतात. You can create a membership. It has got communities, newsletter आपण जे पाठवतो, Gaurav, and you can also have digital download. So we can make digital download like Gaurav and other things as PDFs available to the community. So that's building and launching things. Then we can have a branded mobile app. We got landing pages. We can do some email marketing. आपला हा कोर्स चालू होतोय किंवा we are doing these sessions. We can have this marketing here. We can do some marketing funnel automation. And all of this is no code. So somebody without programming knowledge can build this, and we can get one or two people in India to build this also. Payments, I'll show you what the pricing looks like. And then analytics, we can see who's using the app, who's not using, and then a CRM. So if you look at the pricing, and hopefully pricing comes up. Yeah, pricing. So this is the pricing for Kajabi. And if we consider this sort of growth level, what we can have up till 25,000 people in this growth level. And
Yeah.
the one thing that really stood out to me was how do I charge and keep my uh, you know transactions fee to the minimum. So they have 0% transaction fee now. So they don't charge transaction fee other than if we use a credit card, then the credit card fee is different. But this platform by itself does not charging any transaction fee. And I thought this was a pretty interesting thing. And the other thing was, from an experience standpoint, they have a demo online. We can take a look at it, but the experience seems fairly decent. I thought it is something we can take a look at. I'm not saying we should absolutely go for this, but it's a decent platform for us to think about. And we can have a change all of this, have a Garje Marathi Innovation Academy logo and all of this, right? So and this got challenges, events, leaderboard, courses, all of these things can be put here. So let me stop sharing, and then we can
So,
have
so
a
this
discussion.
Kajabi is not substitute for our website. Kajabi is exclusively for Garje Marathi Innovation Academy.
That is
Am I
correct.
right? Yeah. And that is actually the whole purpose, whole idea. The eventually Garje Marathi Innovation Academy should be a standalone institution, should be
Correct.
taking care of itself and growing on its own as part of Garje Marathi. But we have to make it sustainable, commercial operation and everything. So whatever is done on Kajabi, it can be mirrored on our website also.
We can. I don't know that part. We'll
Huh.
we'll have to figure
No,
that.
not necessarily, not necessarily. I'm just asking. So Kajabi, I checked $319 per month if we want to have 100,000 people.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't
I
have
see.
to go there right now. We don't have to go
Correct.
there right now, I think.
Correct.
Uh,
And they also have a branded mobile app if you want to have our own mobile app just
Yeah,
for the
and
Innovation
that's
Academy.
what I was saying. If we go through Kajabi, then will it be Garje Marathi Innovation Academy slash Kajabi slash W like that, or it will be our own platform like?
It will be our own platform if we take this option of a branded app.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it will be, regardless of the app, it can be academy.garjemarathi.com. We can do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
We can
Okay.
have our own domain name to white label this.
Yeah. White label that. White label. That is what I meant. That's worth thinking. Means
Ashwin ji
you
has
are
his
you
hand
people
up.
are the experts. You know what is your requirements.
Yeah, Ashwin ji has a
Yeah,
question.
Ashwin.
Sorry,
So,
guys, my cat is creating a nuisance
Yeah, I
here.
saw that. I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. So even on the website creation for our own website, if you want a reference, one of Arjun's classmates has started an AI-based website development
Yeah.
tool, and I can quickly share a link. See if that would work because he's making it for really reasonable prices. So I'm going to share Arjun's website he created first, and then the kid who is his classmate, his website. So let me give you those two links. So the first link I'm sharing is he has made it for Arjun's upcoming trip. So this gives an idea of how they are able to develop it using AI. And then this is the name of his company. So if you want to,
You're putting it in chat, na?
I'm
Yeah.
putting it in the chat, yeah. So I'm sending in two links. One is the website that was made for Arjun, and second one is if you want to use their services, the people who made it, that's the one. And they are very reasonable. And if we see things that we want to compare with any other website provider, we can check it too, and they can make it competitive.
Perfect. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great.
And
So just
yeah, go ahead, Anandji.
yeah. So what I'm saying, Abhijit, we are on the hour. We have to manage everybody's time also. Time also. We'll be meeting next week at the same time. Is it
Right.
okay? सेम टाइम सो टू समराइज मला असं वाटतंय की अभिजित वी हॅव टू डिसाइड ऑन अ टाइम लाईन फर्स्ट थिंग हाऊ वी वॉन्ट टू गो किंवा 3rd ऑगस्ट असेल तर आपण थोडंसं बॅकवर्ड इंटिग्रेशन काय तुम्ही म्हणाल ते करून आपण काय काय कामं कम्प्लीट केली ते पाहिलं पाहिजे सेकंड थिंग इज दॅट जे आपलं ठरलं होतं त्याप्रमाणे ब्रोशर किंवा सिलेबस बनवण्याच्या दृष्टीने काय करायचं ते आपलं इमिजिएटली राहील most importantly is how we are going to onboard coaches when we will be ready to speak to our coaches. That is the most important part, because there are say about 30 of them. You people means to be सगळे expert at, you should be able to present it to them that this is what our innovation academy should be. So that will be the first stage, that will be the first stage. So when we will
Yeah,
be ready
so
for that? Yeah,
yeah, just to clarify, so you're looking at some kind of a formal professional invitation for the coaches to
exactly,
participate,
exactly,
correct?
exactly.
Okay,
Yes,
I can do that part. I think by next
perfect,
week
perfect.
I can
And
circulate one to you.
yeah, that you do, and then we'll have one meeting, online meeting with them.
Hmm.
We'll explain them also what we are doing,
Yeah.
and what they have to give, what they are going to get also, and what is the our total goal. Now we are clear, but maybe with my emails that may not be clear to everybody. So that is the first thing. So Abhijit, you are creating this thing document which we can be shared, which people can
That is
comment on
correct.
and everything. Yeah,
Yes.
you have access to Garje Marathi's Google Drive. Do you have?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you create on Garje Marathi's drive only. Create a drive. Because the last time I created drive and posted the recording in that. पण मला ऍक्च्युली आय एम व्हेरी व्हेरी नोवाईस इन दॅट. मला तिथे नॅव्हिगेट करायला खूप त्रास होतो.
Yeah, I think I have access to Garje Marathi, so I'm good.
सो तिथे तू कर ड्राईव्ह. तिथे आजचं पण रेकॉर्डिंग टाक नंतर. आणि पुढल्या आठवड्यात बोलायच्या आधी तू काय म्हणते ते अजेंडा वगैरे जरा बनवून लोकांशी शेअर कर आपण या
So yeah,
आठवड्यामध्ये.
just one quick bullet point if I can add there, Anandji.
Yeah.
To get to for us to publish the tickets for people to purchase, our agenda should be ready.
Yes.
For us to have our agenda ready, we need to have our mentors locked in. To have our mentors locked in, we need to get our topics locked in.
Yes.
Our
Yeah.
topics, the 7 topics, we are clear on that. We may be able to add 2 or 3 more. If it's going to be a 1 hour session for some of those, we can add a couple more. But if we can just say that these are the topics, then we can just go to those mentors and get their temperature check की बाबा तुम्हाला interest आहे ना, तुम्ही याल ना, आणि they will have to prepare content for this.
Of course.
And what I'm thinking is, in parallel, one track is all of this structure, marketing creation, registration. That's one track. The other track is getting the mentors to produce the content according to what Sangeeta ji is going to prescribe to us in terms of the structure. That's a knowledge management kasa karayचं. Ani, how do you create this in a way that is going to be scalable? So second track, which is the content creation and delivery. And third track is the infrastructure track, which is आपल्याला सॉफ्टवेअर काय लागणार आहे, रेकॉर्डिंग कसं करणार आहे, कॅमेरा इक्विपमेंट फॉर द ऑनलाईन थिंग एज वेल एज व्हर्च्युअली, ते जे गोष्टी आहेत, डिजिटल इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दॅट इज द थर्ड ट्रॅक. सो दोज आर ॲटलीस्ट द थ्री ट्रॅक्स वी विल नीड. Marketing, business development. Second is content creation for mentors and delivery. And third is digital infrastructure. And if we can do at least those three tracks and get people aligned on those, I think we should be good.
आणि
Perfect.
कोर्सेसमध्ये जे सांगितलं की ज्याच्यामुळे एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिळू शकेल असे कोर्सेस येणं जास्त महत्वाचं आहे. पीपल आर इंटरेस्टेड इन गेटिंग दोज सर्टिफिकेट्स फ्रॉम दिस बिग कंपनी सो दॅट दे गेट एम्प्लॉयमेंट किंवा त्यांच्या बिझनेस ह्याच्यात काय करता येईल असं ताबडतोब. सो आय थिंक वी आर गुड हिअर. वी विल बी मीटिंग इन अ वीक्स टाइम, सेम टाइम. इज इट ओके फॉर एव्हरीबडी?
Yeah.
So before we close, then is there so those three tracks are perfect. It really brings clarity in, and then there should be then each one knows, like Sudhir has said, that he can do that, and my job is also to provide support. So is there any deliverable for the next week, so that we come up with something concrete, so that we are again, today was
Exactly.
great with all the discussions, so what do we come back with in the next meeting?
Perfect. Abhijit?
Yeah, I would say, Sangeeta ji, if you can help us to figure out the structure for the 3 hour master class versus the 1 hour
Okay.
overview. So that's number one.
Done.
Number
Done.
two is Apanatta, we talked about the mega event, which is the in-person versus virtual sessions. And Sudhir ji had mentioned about what are the pathways. Ata sabza AI hai. There should we create pathways on each of these topics so that people are taking a journey for 3 months, 6 months to get to a certification? What does that look like? Because on August 3rd, they may take step 1 of 7 or 1 of 10.
Correct.
So what does that look like? I think we'll need
Oh,
some guidance on that.
see, आपण एकदा areas, once we identify the areas, then we can get subject matter experts to say, okay, what the pathway should be.
Fair.
Like let's say, if you are talking about entrepreneurship, then you'll have people like Dr. Bandari or Sudhir Kadam, whose guidance we seek in terms of that. If we are talking about AI, then we need, certain experts to say, okay, this should be the foundation course, then you graduate towards this, and then so on and so forth. So for that, I don't think that's one person's job. We need specified experts for that. But before that, we need to identify what those different areas are going to be. And maybe we'll zero them down next time, in terms of 3 or 4 areas. We don't need too many to start with.
Yes.
And then kind of work from there.
So building on that, then once you have finalized who is available for this event, definitely who are
Yes.
offering, that is step number one. When we know who is available, we know the subject areas that are going to be offered. We will at some point, say around maybe end of June, we could have this content for mentors एक meeting, ज्याच्यात एक स्ट्रक्चर वी विल शेअर विथ देम, आणि तिथेच प्रत्येकाशी तो डिस्कशन, कारण की 4-5 लोक, 5-6 लोकच असतील हे, तर तुमचे किती लेव्हल्स आहेत, तुमच्या याला किती लेव्हल्स लागणार आहेत, हे आपण प्रत्येकाकडून तो इनपुट घ्यायचा. म्हणजे मग दे कॅन स्ट्रक्चर इट इन देअर डिझाइन इटसेल्फ as to how they are going to deliver it. Say suppose somebody says ki माझे 3च ब्लॉक आहेत, नॉविस, इंटरमिजिएट, ऍडव्हान्स्ड, तर असे जर असतील तर तुम्ही ते कंटेंट कसे तुम्ही स्प्लिट करणार आहात, मग तुमचे लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह अकॉर्डिंगली कसे येतील. तर हे त्या दिवशी जे कॉन्व्हर्सेशन असेल ते प्रत्येकाला आपण ते थोडा टाइम देऊ, अँड दे शुड थिंक अबाउट इट, अँड देन अँड देअर give us the feedback there, so that there is no going back and waste of time.
And Sudhir, you are going to help us in how do we approach to the mentors, not telling them what we are going to do, what is expected of them, how they can be onboarded. You said you can help me in doing that. I can communicate, but you have to give me the structure or the write up, how I should approach the mentors.
Yeah.
Because once we approach the mentors are finalized, then I will be in a position also to approach these institutions also. भारतातल्या टॉपमोस्ट महाराष्ट्रातल्या इन्स्टिट्यूशन बरोबर आपण कनेक्टेड आहोत. दे लुक ॲट अस विथ ग्रेट रिस्पेक्ट. कर्जे मराठी, थँक्स टू यू ऑल मेंटर्स. सो एकदा ते मेंटर्स फायनल झाले की आय विल टेक दॅट ऑल्सो, बट बाय नेक्स्ट वीक इफ पॉसिबल, हाऊ टू ऑनबोर्ड मेंटर्स, त्यांच्यासाठी त्यांना कसं कम्युनिकेट करायचं, कोचेस, मेंटर्स, व्हॉट एव्हर यू कॅन कॉल, ते जर
Yeah.
आपल्याला स्ट्रक्चर मिळतं बरं होईल.
Yeah, I'll send you a pro forma on that one.
या ओके,
Okay.
ठीक आहे.
Works.
If there is nothing to add, I can stop recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
Sounds
Thank you.
good.